All right, I'm back. I'm back. Come hither. Come hither. Had to reset the stream because I had no audio input. So I'm an idiot. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Get in here. Get in. Come on. Get in here. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. I'll let. Oh, damn. That jumped, huh? 26 people now, huh? All right. Starting to get the crew in here. Starting to get the crew. Cletus. What is Cletus? Yo, what's good, everybody? Isaiah in the chat. Good to see you, man. It's always going to be a good day when Isaiah's in the chat. Elon Husk in the chat. Nice. Good to see you, man. He says, yo, Marshall, I was thinking, what if the moment you quit your job, you lose all motivation to do YouTube? Wouldn't that be hilarious? That would be hilarious. Not so hilarious for me, but that's probably going to be what happens, honestly. I'm pretty sure that's going to be what happens. Because I did tell my boss that, like, I'm doing until April 1st and then I'm done. So everything's probably going to crash and burn after April. It's like starting April 1st, just my brain's just going to shut off. I'm going to be whack as hell. My testosterone's going to plummet. And just nobody's going to watch me. Everybody's going to hate me. So it'll all just crash and burn. Do you guys like you like the ambiance, huh? It's looking like Minas Morgul up in here. It's looking like Minas Morgul up in this bitch. Call me the Witch King. Call me King Agmar, the Witch King. Minas Morgul, we're Morgul maxing today. We're Morgul maxing. You like what I've done with the place? Has a Matrix. Oddly enough, has a Matrix vibe too. You know how like everything in the Matrix is kind of coated in green. So we're Morgul maxing. We're Matrix maxing. This chick who I'm gonna go on a date with, I'll tell you guys about. She doesn't know she's about to go on a date with the Witch King, bro. The literal Witch King, King Agmar of Minas Morgul, bro. Minas Morgul. Who's the date? Smoke show? She is kind of a smoke show, I'm gonna be honest. Honestly, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that I have this date set up. Well, let's be honest here. If we're being honest, I mean, chances are higher than not that she flakes, you know? Like she just doesn't show up, or like she forgets, or she just makes some excuse or whatever. Honestly, you know what? You know, you want a date until you have one, and then it's like, fuck. It's like, now I really gotta do this. Like, dude, I haven't done this in fucking It's just a coffee date. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing crazy, bro. But I'm not doing nothing crazy for her. You know, I barely spoken like any words to her, so she could be an idiot. She could be a feminist. She probably is a feminist, to be honest. I'll tell you guys how this came about, but yeah, you know, now that it's like once you have a date, it's like fuck, like what, like I really got to do this, man. I really got to do this. And she lives in DC, so I got to drive all the way into DC. Fucking, or I can just have her meet me halfway. Meet me halfway. Right up the borderline is where I'm gonna wait for you. I'll be looking out night and day. Took my heart to the limit, and this is where I'll stay. You guys know that song? You guys know that song? That was the jam back in the day. That was the actual jam back in the day. So yeah. So I guess I'll tell you how this date came about. And I'll yeah. I was working, I was working as I do, and it was it wasn't like a cold approach, anything like that. It wasn't a cold approach in the gym. It wasn't a cold approach in the grocery store. It wasn't anything like that. So like I don't deserve that amount of props because I've been talking about that and I didn't really accomplish that, but um I was working and I was just delivering an order, and she was the one who I was delivering to, and she lived in one of these, like in DC. They have these basements, apartments, and it's like for a literal cave troll. Like the openings, the doorways are like tiny, and you can't get anything through it. And so I had to bring them all in by hand instead of like bringing it on the hand truck. So I just brought it in, and it took a little bit, and she was helping out. She was helping out. She had some good energy, She laughed like the because she had seen me, and I don't really wear a uniform. I just wear a hoodie, so I just look like a bum. But she had seen the van, but then she didn't see any of the equipment, right? So she couldn't see like who the fuck I was. She was like, "Are you from da 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 da?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it was like a tree was covering it, and then I pulled it from out out of the tree, and so she could see it, and then she just started laughing because she was like, "Oh, I didn't see it. The tree was covering it." Ha ha ha. So it was so funny, dude. And no, but she had good energy. She smelled nice. She was done up, I think, for St. Patrick's Day because this was Saturday, and since St. Patrick's Day falls on a Tuesday this week, I'm sure she was going out with her gaggle of friends that she lives with. She lives with two roommates, and I'm sure they were about to get absolutely fucked up. And you know, I I was probably the 10th guy that she had a new date set up with that day. So I'm under no illusions. I'm under no illusions. But yeah, I'm pretty shocked, dude. Um, we just had a good interaction, and I'd forgotten something to her order, so I'd forgotten a piece of her order, and so I don't even think I said sorry. I don't ever usually say sorry. I don't know why, but I just feel like a bitch when I say sorry. And I was like, yeah, we can see about getting you that tomorrow, or if we can't, we can get you a refund. And She was like, "Oh, okay," and I was just kind of lighthearted about it, you know. And and then when I left, I texted my boss, and I was like, "Hey, can we get this to her? You know, by this time tomorrow, or she's fine with a refund if you can't." He was like, "Yeah, just tell her we're gonna have to refund her." And so I texted her, and I said, "Yeah, we're gonna have to refund you." And and then she says, "Damn." And then I just said, "But what I say? But would you like to get coffee this weekend though?" That's what I said. So I forgot a piece of her order, and then um, we couldn't get it to her, and then I basically just told her over text like, "Yeah, we can't get it to you." And then she was like, "Damn." And then I was like, "Yeah, but you want to get coffee though?" Like, I forgot your order, but you want to get coffee. I forgot your order, but you want to go on a date. And she said she didn't respond for 11, I think it was 11 hours. Oh, thank you, Benny Burrito, for just the $10. Doesn't even have a question. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it. Oh, here's my fucking UFO Ducks football. Giving me the 20, dude. This dude is loaded. So, Marshall, once again, I'm asking that you remove the wig and embrace your true self. Thank you. I'm not quite there yet, UFO Ducks football, but I appreciate you, man. You're trying to help me, but I'm just not there yet, dude. I'm just not there yet. Um, he's like my sugar daddy. UFO Ducks football is like my sugar daddy. I am an Oregon Ducks fan. I do like Oregon Ducks. I'm not just saying that. I do like the Oregon Ducks. So you know, turns out her order was coffee. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So she didn't she didn't text text me back for 11 hours. So I was pretty much expecting that. I wasn't expecting a response. I was expecting to be ghosted. I was expecting for her to just never talk to me, you know? Like, so I just went about my day, and I honestly kind of forgot about it. I was sitting watching The Pit. I came home and I turned on The Pit. It's on HBO Max. Um, and I don't know if you guys have watched The Pit, but it's pretty decent. It's all right so far. I mean, it's still, there's a lot of feminism in it, but I mean, feminism isn't everything nowadays. It's just like all these doctors are like super, super capable and intelligent and showing men up. It's all right though. It's all right. The head honcho is a dude. The head honcho, like the main character, the guy in charge is a guy. So it's got some patriarchy in it. So that's all right. Um, but I was watching The Pit, and then my phone just lights up, and this is at like 11 at night on St. Patrick's Day, like Saturday for St. Patrick's Day, the weekend before St. Patrick's Day. So I'm sure she's absolutely obliterated. And she texts and she says, "Oh, I just saw this. Bah ha ha ha. Sure." Oh, I just saw this. 11 hours later, I just saw this. Bah ha 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 ha. Sure. Like what? Like what? What are you even talking about? Get the fuck out of here. Like, you're lying to me, you know? Like, so we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start because she's already lying to me. So I have strong hopes for this. I have strong hopes for this one. Um so From there, I can read you the conversation. It wasn't that long, but I just said cool. Oh, she had asked what's my name. She had asked what's my name. So she says, "Oh shit, I just saw this 11 hours later." Bah ha ha, sure. She said, "What's your name?" And then I responded like 50 minutes later, you know, because you can't respond immediately. Can't respond immediately, right? Then she responds 11 hours later, you respond immediately. That's just too much, right? Even though I was just sitting there, like my phone's just on my lap, like I'm doing nothing. I'm just watching the pit, being a loser. I said, cool. And I said, Marshall. She responds pretty fast. 9 minutes. She says, yeah, you owe me a coffee since you forgot my mattress bag. Oh, shit. It's okay. I'm not going to be working that job anyway. Dude, I'm so bad about just like dropping shit that's like just kind of doxes me. You know what I mean? People are piecing together this picture of me. Oh, mattress bag. Oh, what's that? What could he be doing? Blah, blah, blah. Fuck! Now I really gotta quit. For my safety. For my safety. So people don't kill me. People don't. People don't. People don't track my job down. I mean, I don't really care. You guys know I don't really care about anything. So she says, yeah, you owe me a coffee since you forgot my mattress bag. Ha ha ha. She says, how old are you? I respond 10 minutes later. I say, LOL, fair point. I say 33. You? She responds, about 2 hours later, at 1:46 in the morning. She says 25 with the emoji has the sunglasses on it. So she's cool. 25. 25 with the sunglasses. So, you know, I'm sure it's going to be a shit show. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute shit show, bro. It's going to be awful. But there ain't nothing left, bro. There ain't nothing left. I mean, look, let's be honest here. She's obviously young. She's probably a radical feminist, let's be honest. They're all radical feminists, okay? And she had good energy though. She was living in a basement apartment with two other roommates who were also pretty hot, by the way, I will say. All of them were pretty hot, but she I think was the hottest one. She is she looks to be like, I don't know. She's definitely um like mixed with something. She looks Asian, but she also kind of looks Hispanic, but she also kind of looks. She might have a little, just a tinge, right? Because we don't want too much, but she just has a tinge of black in her, maybe, and she looks. Maybe there's some white. Maybe there's some white, but she's pretty attractive. She might have fake. She might have fake boobs. I don't know. I don't know. They're not huge. They're not crazy huge, but they looked just perfect. You know, they just like looked too symmetrical. So I was just like, what's this? She smelled really good. She's petite, you know, she's kind of short. I would say on a scale, on a scale of just pure looks, if we're talking about aesthetics, if we're talking about looks maxing, I would rate her, I don't know, she's probably a solid 8, you know? She's probably a solid 8. Maybe even I don't know, maybe even close to a 9. Solid 8 though. You know, so I'm shocked. Quite frankly, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm sure it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? There's so many obstacles from here to puss basically. Things could go wrong. Cuz I'm pretty sure I'm just expecting that she's going to be You know, just like radical feminist. You know, probably has a high body count. I probably shouldn't. I probably shouldn't say these things. What if she's? What if she's the? What if she's the one, and then she like ends up watching these? She's like, "What? You thought I was a radical feminist with a high body count?" Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the default. It's kind of the default nowadays. What, baby, baby? Yeah, I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you. But you assume that? You assume that? Oh man, already the shame and the guilt. Already the shame and the guilt. I'm already looking forward, dude. See, this is why. This is why it's all just fucked. It's all just fucked. But so yeah, I haven't even set the actual. I haven't even. I just said. So it's just this upcoming weekend sometime. I haven't even set the actual day or time, right? Or place. I haven't done any of that. So you know, we're gonna we're gonna see. But I'm not really. I'm not genuinely. I'm not really looking forward to it, bro. Honestly, I'm not really looking forward to it, even though she is very, very attractive, very hot, and she had some good energy. Um, and I'm shocked, right? And you know, it's a good surprise, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Now I gotta now it's a whole lot, and now it's just I don't know. Sometimes I feel like dating just involves trying. Like you have to try, you have to act like you're somebody you're not. If I just go there and I just act like this right now, like just who I am, I mean, she's probably gonna be weirded out. You know, it's probably just gonna be like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? What the hell is this guy? But it's funny because I don't even drink coffee, right? So I don't drink coffee, so I'll probably just get like a decaf americano or something. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. So, what do we think? What do we think? Yeah, I don't even know what coffee place are we gonna go to? I don't know. And I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you talk about? What do you talk about? I'm just gonna ask her about herself. I'm just gonna have her talk the entire time. So tell me about yourself. You and she's 25, right? She's probably not in school anymore. What do you do? What do you do? We'll just take it from there. I don't know. How did you approach her? I didn't approach her. I didn't approach her. I I dropped I dropped something off for my job. She was a customer. I thought I just texted her. It's kind of a bitch move, but whatever, bro. Oh. What color are her eyes? Or you looked at her lady parts only? Oof. I'd have to guess that her eyes are brown, but usually if eyes are like green or blue, like they really catch you, especially on a possibly what is she? Asian slash slash black slash white slash Latina. I don't even know what she is, but if those type of chicks have blue eyes or green eyes, they tend to stick out. So I'm pretty sure she has brown eyes. But yeah, I was pretty much looking at her lady parts. That's about it. That's about it, if I'm being honest. Um, Brave New Radical. Appreciate the $2, my nigga. Coffee dates are the best. Have so much fun. Oh, thank you. I don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna have that much fun. I mean, how fun can a coffee date be? I mean, you make coffee dates sound like they're just a whirlwind of fun. I mean, I don't know what coffee dates you're going on. What coffee shops are you going to, bro? What kind of coffee is that? What kind of coffee is that? You what? What are you doing? You have the time of your life in a Starbucks with a radical feminist? Is that what you're doing? Um, but I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate the well wishes, the good wishes. Um, yeah, I already am a lot different than Medvedev and Sinner are playing. Why aren't you watching? Because I have to be here for you guys. That's how much I actually like you guys, and I'm committed to this. Committed to you guys. I'm passing up the Indian Wells final of Medvedev Sinner to be with you guys. Okay? So don't say I never do anything. I never did anything for you. Everybody's asking how we met. I was delivering something. I was delivering something to her. Yeah, send me some money for coffee. Well, I guess I've gotten $31, so that's good enough for the date. Appreciate you guys funding the date here. The date with the radical feminist. It's crazy because I don't even know if she's a radical feminist, but let's be honest. She lives with two other female roommates, and she lives in the heart of DC, right? Liberal as hell. It can't be any bluer. And she's 25 years old. And, I mean, come on. Obviously, she's a radical feminist. But she did say yes. She did say yes. You know, I'm shocked, dude. I look like garbage. I look like garbage that day. I look like garbage most days, but soccer legend. Thanks for the $2, man. You are my favorite YouTuber, man. Thank you. You on SR? Is that a question or a statement? Are you telling me I'm on SR? Or are you asking me? I'm gonna assume that's a question. Yeah, I'm on SR. I'm always on SR. Come on now. Well, you know, for radical feminists that are kind of hot, you gotta make accommodations. You know, you gotta make sacrifices. You can't be so militant. What did your boss decide on the requested time off? He decided that he's gonna find somebody else, and I mean, he's going to give me 3 to 4 months off, so he's basically gonna give me the summer off, but he's not guaranteeing that if I do decide to come back at the end of summer, that I'll get my job back. That he won't have replaced me, and you know, it's not fair to the person who replaces me to just be like, oh well, you know, after 3 to 4 months, this kid has the job. Just, you know, as soon as the ace comes back, as soon as the man comes back, you're just like, all right, you're donezo. Get out of here, bruh. You scrub. We got the main guy back, but you know what I mean. So, if she Latina, she might be. She might be. I don't know what she is. Judging by her name is a very white name, but she's not white. Her name is a very white name. Her last name kind of tends to be a last name of black people. So I'm guessing she might have some black in her, but her skin tone is like a Rihanna skin tone, you know, but she looks kind of Asian. She's attractive, dude. She's attractive, you know. Brave New Radical says, LOL, nah, they're just sweet. Yeah, he's talking about coffee dates. Nah, they're just sweet. Stealing glances over your coffee cups, getting to know each other. I'm a chick, if you couldn't tell. Oh shit. Well, that's awkward. You're a chick with a name like Brave New Radical? The hell? What the hell is that about? What are you a Brave New Radical of? But damn, my bad. My bad for assuming your gender. But you know, apparently gender is just a construct. So I don't really know what you mean by I'm a chick. That doesn't really mean anything to me. It's all the same, don't you know? Gender roles are misogyny. If you didn't, if you didn't know. Uh, her name is definitely not Shaniqua. That's for sure. Can't believe there's a girl in here. There's a few girls in here. Although I mean they say they're girls, right? They say they're girls. This is the thing about online, right? You have to understand all these women in the chat. You have to understand that like none of us believe it, right? You have to understand that none of us believe it. I'm pretty sure all these dudes are dudes, right? If you're a woman on here, you can't just expect us to take your word for it. It's just not a thing. It's not a thing. You know, because in this day and age, it's just unless you got a video. Today is like a live unless you live stream, you have to live stream. How about this? Any person who says they're a woman in this chat, they have to have a live stream of like, well, even then you could just get your sister. You could just get your sister. A dude could just get his sister to do that. You know what I mean? It's just impossible, dude. The only way you know if it's a woman is if they're standing in front of you. And even then you don't know. Even then you don't know. You know? Did you guys see the Raymond collab? Did you guys see the Raymond collab? That was fun. I enjoyed talking to Raymond. It was good. It was a very fruitful, intellectually stimulating conversation. So I was very pleasantly surprised. I don't know if I was surprised, but yeah, it went well. It went well. I think at the end there, maybe I'd gotten a little overzealous there. Maybe I'd kind of pushed the envelope a bit. I felt like he was kind of a little bit uncomfortable, but which I didn't intend. But yeah, other than that, I think it was a really good conversation. Really good conversation. A long conversation. Is it still up to watch? Yeah. Yeah, it's up to watch. I mean, I think it is. I think it is. But the video today that I posted about we need women to be on the front lines in World War III. As you guys know, World War III is here. If you guys have been watching Professor Zhang, he seems to be predicting in real time the end of the world. But the video that I posted today, it just got absolutely crushed. I don't think the algorithm really likes the idea of women going to war. It really doesn't like that. It likes division. It likes division. It likes to divide men and women. And it's all good. It's all good if you're saying negative things about women. If women are saying negative things about men, the more the merrier, right? Because it's about division. This is a thing, but it's just not. If you actually start saying like, well, women are equal. We're all the same. They're just as capable as we are, if not more capable, and therefore they should be definitely part of our military. Our force in Iran, because Professor Zhang's predicting Trump is gonna send in ground troops. Okay, so ground troops are his prediction is gonna be a thing, and we're gonna get absolutely mollywopped because all these niggas are in mountains Okay, so we're basically just heading into a trap. Um, we're basically heading into Minas Morgul. As you can see, I'm in the Minas Morgul lair right now. Witch King, Witch King reporting from Minas Morgul Tower, King Agmar. But that's basically what we're doing. It's it's the scene in the Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings Return of the King, where Frodo and Sam and Gollum are basically just going straight through the mountains to Minas Morgul, and there's like a whole army. They don't really have a shot. They got to climb. So it's basically that. It's basically that, dude. But yeah, the algorithm does not like the idea of women leading us into leading our military, leading us on the front lines, leading our infantry. Doesn't like that idea, which is strange. Um, you know, it's just strange. I don't know. It got absolutely crushed. That video got crushed. It was really hot out of the gate, and then it got absolutely crushed. I was like, all right, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. I do have a video that I want to react to today, guys. I want to talk about. We got we got some YV edit queued up. If you guys know what YV edit is. YV edit. This is what my date, she probably watches this girl. Just like all the time. This is my date's, this is her YouTube like queen right here. YV edit. Let's go to YV edit. Four women, right? This is what my date is watching. This is what my date is watching. So this is what I'm getting into. This is what I'm going to coffee with. But yeah, I wanted to react to this video. This video is kind of wild, actually.
Hear me out. Level 1, level 4.
These fucking nose ads, bro. Ridiculous. Who would do this? Just humiliation.
Reserve rights, etc.
Hopefully this doesn't trigger you guys too much. She can be triggering. Just trigger warning, you know what I mean? Trigger warning. There will be a Shire, Pippin. Nah, there ain't gonna be no Shire, bruh. There ain't gonna be no Shire. There won't be a Shire, Pippin. Not her. You guys are gonna like this. You guys are gonna like this, okay? We gotta listen to the other side. We gotta know what our radical feminist, racially mixed, ambiguous dates are, who live in basements in the middle of DC. We gotta know what they're looking at, what they're binging on, what their YouTube diet is. I really like the comments too. I really like the comments. You guys can see these comments. I give myself a softer life, no man required. For me, it just means excellent self-care, prioritizing myself, limiting work, making time to rest and do the things I want to do. I don't need a man to give me anything when I can just give it to myself and keep all my precious peace and freedom intact. It's weird because it sounds exactly like what we say. That's what kind of it kind of gets to me, bro. I don't like that they're saying the same things that we say. You know what I mean? Like, are you guys just stealing what we're saying? Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Where's the one where it says, oh yeah, there isn't enough misandry. That's good. And then women don't hate men enough. By the same person. That's even better. It's even better. So, these are the kinds of women that are watching YV edit. YV edit. YV edit. YV edit. YV edit. YV edit. Precisely, a woman could be anyone. We are here to be ourselves. What do the dudes always say? Just be yourself, right? Just be yourself. You don't want to get constrained. You don't want to be boxed into being something that's just attractive to a woman, right? because then your identity is built on what women want from you, or what you think is attractive to women. Your entire identity is constructed around what you think is attractive to women. These women are basically saying the same thing, which kind of upsets me. Which kind of upsets me. Why are they saying the same thing as us? um. So let's listen to a bit of her, because I actually listened to this video, dude. She talks really fast. I'm actually gonna slow it down because she talks hella fast, and it's just too fast for me. My brain doesn't really work as fast as most people's. It it works well, but it doesn't work fast, and so I need some slowness. And she's very fast. My guess is she's probably on the pill, and so she's pretty zeroed in. I'm sure her testosterone is higher than most. Um, but that's just a guess. That's just a guess. She's got she might be on some stimulants or something, but she talks hella fast, bro. I don't know if she speeds her shit up, but like I can never talk as fast as these women. I can never talk as fast as these women. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Like, how do these women talk this fast? Women talk hella fast for being like the quiet gender for all of human history. But I have some thoughts on this video because I listened to this like probably, dude, it was probably like 5 times through. It's probably like 5 times through, legitimately. Because I'm just because she says so much and my brain is just so slow to digest it and to like think about it and to mull it over and to reflect on it. Um, but yeah, so we'll get into this here.
A man that makes it easy for you to just be a woman. That's the one, sis. Somebody tagged me and asked to share my thoughts on this, and this is the alt-right pipeline. Somebody did a great video on this recently where they were like, the alt.
So if you make it easy for a woman to be a woman, if you want her to be basically, traditional roles, stay at home, tend to the kids, tend to cooking, tend to cleaning, all this stuff, right? She doesn't have to work. This is an alt right thing. This is an alt right thing. Just so you thanks Sean. Thanks Sean Pond for $10. Didn't even say anything. Appreciate it, dog. Sean Pond in the chat. Appreciate it. Let's get back into it.
Alt-right pipeline these days doesn't sound like women have to submit to men and like women don't deserve rights, etc. It sounds like this type of shit. It sounds like, see, when you're in your feminine, that's when you can really thrive and you can be soft, and who wants to sit under a fluorescent light? And I've been saying this stuff for a very long time, and I'm really glad that we as a society are finally opening our eyes to the fact that this type of thinking, this feminine, masculine, a man that makes it easy for you to be a woman, a man is sort of like the safe space for a woman to be a woman, etc. All of that is just gender roles repackaged. And like anytime somebody's trying to figure out or kind of define what is a man and what is a woman, that is gender roles. Like that is the alt-right pipeline. That is misogyny. It is benevolent.
Oh my god. So that is misogyny, is what she says. If you try to define if you think that men and women are different, then that's misogyny. Which is kind of wild. It's kind of a wild statement. But yeah, let's keep going.
Patriarchy, and this is how actual patriarchy gets snuck through like half the time. Why?
And she seems to think that this is because this is kind of like what we say. So apparently we're being, I guess it's like if we're trying to if we're trying to do nice things for women and kind of like provide for them and kind of give them a safe sort of way to be feminine, and they don't have to work and they can stay at home and all this stuff, right? Apparently that is misogyny. which is kind of crazy. Um, I don't know. She seems to think that there's not really any sort of gender roles. That the whole problem is that we're different. She thinks we should that there is no real difference. That these differences are it's almost like they are constructed, like men construct them for their own benefit. It's not that they naturally arose. She doesn't seem to think that these differences between men and women naturally arose from biological differences between the female anatomy and the male anatomy, the female brain and the male brain. She seems to think that this was just this is something that was orchestrated. It's not even natural, right? She doesn't really speak about nature in this. She doesn't really invoke nature at all. That these things are not the natural way of being. Um, Now I have said that the reason that I think the only reason that women can even speak like this is because uh, they don't need us for protection, right? They don't need us um, for money, right? They don't need us to financially provide for them anymore. They don't need us for protection, right? So it's just, I think that women were only really ever submissive, and submissive in a way, it wasn't even real submission. It was really just like you have no choice. You have no choice. You don't have any power. So you have no financial power. You have no physical power, right? You have no legal power. You didn't have equal voting rights. You couldn't vote for anything. You didn't have any sort of power in the corporate system. And so, because you didn't have this power, um, dude, I swear to God, my fucking mind just fucking blanked. Just straight up. I swear to God, dude, there's something wrong with my brain. It literally just turns off. Like, how does that happen, bro? How does that happen? um, but let's play it. Holy shit, man. My mind just literally went blank. Just blank. Like, it literally just sabotages me. It just hijacks me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm literally in the middle of a thought, and then my mind's just like, no, no, we're good. Actually, just cancel all that. Just Control Alt Delete. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Oh, that was my point. Dude, holy shit. Do I have dementia? Do I have early onset dementia, Alzheimer's, bro? Holy shit, man. This date that I got coming up, man, I might just need her for fucking care, for elderly care. Just take care of me, baby. Um, but yeah, women didn't have this power, and so they had to submit. They had to submit, bro. They didn't really have a choice in the matter. Okay, this wasn't submission by willingness. Like, oh yeah, I'd love to submit. I just love to do this. You know what I mean? Um, Now I think a lot of it also had to do with the fact that women's women had estrogen back then. Women had estrogen pumping through them back then. Nowadays, women have testosterone coursing through them. Nowadays, women's estrogen is basically shut off because most of them are on some sort of either the IUD, or they take the pill. And they can take meds. If they ever get depressed or something, they can take meds. To kind of quell their natural state. I am of the belief that, I mean, I know this is radical, this is crazy. I know this is crazy to say, super controversial, but I am of the belief that, yeah, for all of human history, men kind of were 90% of, the leaders, conquerors, kings, the leaders of armies, the inventors, right? The innovators, the philosophers, the deep thinkers, right? 90%, probably because it might have something to do with biology, right? It probably had to do something with something like that, right? I don't think that we just like, you know, like back then women were not, they weren't interested in doing that, you know, because they had estrogen coursing through their because they had actual estrogen coursing through their veins, you know, because there weren't any such thing as meds. There was no such thing as meds, bro. There were no antidepressants for most of human history. There was no such thing as antipsychotics or anti-anxiety medication for most of human history, right? For most of human history, women were at they stood a significant chance of being raped or murdered by a rival clan or tribe or empire or something like that, right? For most of human history, you know, men are dogs, right? Men are dogs. Men are dogs. For most of human history, I'm sure, dude, I can't even imagine how many women were I don't want to say the R word too much. It might hurt the thing, but um, how much they were R worded in in all of human history. You know what I mean? Um, there weren't guns for a lot of, you know, nowadays a woman can buy a gun. She can install a ring camera or security system on her house, right? She drives in a car. She's protected in a car for most of the time. Um, you know, these preventative measures, security measures didn't really used to exist for most of human history. And so women really needed men for protection. They really definitely needed men for protection from other men, from people, you know, enemy tribes, like I said. So, and you know, when you're raising children, you need that stuff. When you have estrogen coursing through your veins, you probably are not really apt to want to fight anybody, right? Um, the legal systems were much worse back then. There were no cameras, right? There were no cameras that could catch men. There was no such thing as social media, right? So you couldn't document a man being a creep to you, or a man being, you know, if he starts to hit you or something, like your friend can just pull out her phone, or if he takes you down a back alley or something, you know, something, people can just pull out their phones. You know, phones are huge deterrents, huge security measures, right? They're huge deterrents for violence, um, because you know everything's documented, because your face can just be blasted on the internet. And so that, coupled with there not really being much of a legal system, women not having much rights, right? The religion was a lot different back then. Religions were, you know, very much based around, there was this communal zeitgeist, you know, belief system, structured belief system that made women, that basically kept women from you know, from acting out, you know, because they want social approval. They want social approval. So the social group was the church. Really, it was like religion. So they want that approval. They don't want to stand out. They don't want to be disagreeable. They don't want to be ostracized, right? So there was a lot of social pressure to do it, but that doesn't exist anymore. So a lot of this submission, you have to understand, was not really, it was never something that they just did, right? Women were never submissive to men that because they just wanted to be, and men were just great, right? They were submissive because they had to be, because it was their way to survive, right? We do what we need to do to survive, both men and women. And I think, you know, I think that's really what women were doing. They were just doing what they had to do to survive, right? She's only really saying all these things. By the way, I think it's just crazy that we'll keep going in this video, but it's just kind of crazy that she's talking about oppression and patriarchy. It's like, like, girl, with all due respect, you have no idea. You have no idea. None of us do what true oppression and patriarchy is. You have no idea. You have no clue. You have no clue. You you sitting in whatever wherever you are right now. It looks like you're on the stairs for some reason. Why are you recording a video on the stairs? But she's probably in a high rise apartment, right? And she gets her makeup done and her nails done, all this stuff. You have no idea what oppression is. You literally don't. You literally don't. You just, people just want there to be something that's wrong, right? You always want something to be wrong because if nothing's wrong, if you just sit there and you're like, wait, maybe nothing's wrong. Well, then it's like, what are you going to do with yourself? What are you going to do with your weight? Nothing's wrong? Wait. No. Something has to be wrong here. And so she's talking about like patriarchy and oppression and all this stuff, misogyny. You live in the least misogynistic time period in all of human history. You live in the least oppressive time period in all of human history. You live in the least patriarchal time period in all of human history. And yet and yet it's just like this, it's just crazy. It's just crazy what she's, it'll never be enough. It'll never be enough, bro. It will never, ever end. This will never end, bro. It will never end. Like, all the rights that they have, all the power that women have, they're on city councils, bro. They're mayors, they're governors, they're chiefs of police. They sit on boards. They're executive directors. They're property managers. They're HR managers. They're project managers. They're real estate agents. They're this. They're that. Right? They can marry a guy, be with him for a year or two, divorce him, and get half of his stuff. Right? Because of the legal system, because that was implemented. That's significant power, right? No fault divorce, that's significant power. That was never a thing, right? And here you are just clamoring on about how you're oppressed. It's like, I don't know how much you're really oppressed if you can get with a guy for 2 years, have a fake personality, and then, get half of his stuff. Get half of his stuff by just no fault divorce, just being like, oh, you know what, I'm out. Or having kids with him, and then, same thing. No fault divorce, you know what, I'm out. And then the court side with you, because child support is how, government, local governments get paid. Judges make money off of that. A ton of these institutions make tons of money off of child support, right? So thank you, Sean PNW, for the 10. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, dog. And so I don't know how oppressed you really are. Like, I don't know what this patriarchy is. You don't even have to go. You have more of a right to life than men do. Like, how is this a patriarchy if if men have a lesser of a right to life? Why? What kind of patriarchy is this that benefits us at the expense of you if we're the ones that have to go fight and die? We're the last ones off the Titanic, right? We're the last ones off the boat. It's women and children first, then the elderly, then men, then young, able-bodied men. The first people we send over to die in wars that mean nothing, that mean absolutely nothing, right, for a country who hates us, are men. It's men. It's young, able-bodied men, right? There is no draft for women. There's no draft. There's no draft for women. The draft is for able-bodied, 18 to 25-year-old men. I don't know what kind of patriarchy this is. If we have a lesser of a right to life than you do, right? Women have a greater right to life. You, I mean, if we're talking about the base level of equality of human beings, you would think that the base level, the most foundational level of equality between human beings, is the right to life. It's the right to life. Gosh, I should probably put it on full screen. Huh? It's the right to life. And we don't even have equality there. We don't even have equality there. So it's clear. If that is the most foundational right of all human beings, is the right to exist, the right to exist, the right to breathe, right? The right to have your life treated the same as everyone else's. The same value of your life is the same as everyone else's. We're not even equal there. Like, we're not even equal there from the starting point, from the most fundamental level. Men are clearly the ones that have a lesser value of life. We're not even equal there. So how, I mean, please tell me, how are we oppressing you by giving you a higher of a right to life, more of a right to life than we have? Huh? I don't know what kind of patriarchy this is. This sounds like the dumbest patriarchy ever. You know? This sounds like a bunch of retards, a bunch of downs kids fucking this is their patriarchy, bruh. Like what the hell is this shit? I mean, this is just wild. This is just wild, bro. But let's keep going. Let's keep going.
A lot of the times, like, the patriarchy doesn't need to be so much an oppressive force, which, don't get me wrong, like in most places it is a very oppressive force, but sometimes the patriarchy can sneak its way through as like sort of a vegetable that was like blended and hidden in another food, and it's very hard to separate, right? Like once they've been blended together, it's very hard to parse out which one is which. And this is exactly how it works with the masculine feminine coaching and these types of ideas and traditional gender roles, which are basically misogyny, which is basically the idea that women don't need rights or access to money or humane treatment. They can be treated like these creatures, right? Because what does it mean to
I mean, I don't really know what you're I mean, this doesn't really exist anymore, you know? Like women are not treated like creatures. You guys are 60% of the college graduates. I mean, you're not treated like creatures. You guys don't have to go to war. You're not treated like a creature. If anything is treated like a creature, it's a being that gets thrown out to be to be sacrificed first, right? Those are the creatures. We sacrifice creatures first. I mean, it wouldn't be you. I don't know exactly how you're being treated like a creature anymore. I mean, I would agree that for most of human history, what you're saying is true. What you're saying is probably true that women didn't have money, they didn't have voting rights, right? They were just kind of that's why they were in a submissive role is because they literally didn't have any power. But I mean, now you do have power though, you know? Honestly, I mean,
just be a
it's wild.
woman. When you think about that, what does that entail? When you think about this scenario, right? The man that makes it easy for you to just be a woman. So he provides this space, supposedly, for you to be what? For you to be nurturing, soft, accommodating, beautiful, supportive of his ambitions, and you're sort of living this like soft life in his shadow. And again, that can sound very tempting to a lot of women who are like, well, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. And there's like some very legitimate reasons for that, right? So if men really wanted to make life easier for us, they would destroy the patriarchy. But that wouldn't benefit the men, that would benefit the women, right? Then the women.
I mean, I don't understand if the patriarchy would. If destroying the patriarchy would benefit women at the expense of men. I mean, why would we do it? You know what I mean? Why would we do it? I don't understand that. Why would you want us to do, why would you want us to do something that only benefits you at the expense of us? Um, you know, it's just wild. What else does she say here?
Work a 9 to 5. And there's like,
Why do you want to work a 9 to 5? You know, there are only trade-offs in life. There are really only trade-offs. You can't have everything. I think she seems to think that you can have everything. You can have your cake and eat it too, sort of thing. You can have freedom and independence and equal rights and make your own money and be a boss babe and um be able to divorce your husband and take half of his stuff, take the kids, um also not go and die in wars, not be drafted to sacrifice your life for your country. Also be affirmative action in most corporate jobs, institutions, right? Um, there are quotas for women, right? A school or a corporation, they have to be a certain percentage woman. It's not meritocratic. It's not based on who's the most qualified. It is strictly you need a certain percentage women, you need a certain percentage men, you need a certain percentage black, you need a certain percentage Asian, you need a certain percentage gay, you need a certain percentage trans. Okay. Um, so she wants that. Uh, I mean, but you have to understand that these are massive trade-offs. How would you expect? It just seems like how would you have kids? Who's gonna take care of the kids if you're on your boss shit? Working 8 hours a day. Super independent, super powerful. Um, what are the only other thing, the only way that your children could be raised, that you could have children, right, is if the man did it, right? So he would have to sacrifice his time, his job, his career, his ambitions, right? So that's, or you'd have to get a nanny to do it. You have to get a nanny to do it. Which I don't think nannies should really be raising kids. I think it should be the woman and the man, but you know, it's just you can't I don't think you can have everything, there's just trade-offs, right? If you want to stay at home and not work, okay, well then you have to offer some value. You can't just stay at home and not work and not have a man's kids and not cook and not clean and you just sit. What do? You just sit there and do whatever you want to do. You know, you know, you have to. There's a trade-off. If you want to go and make your money and be an independent woman and you have these ambitions and you want to climb the ladder and become great and work a ton, work a 9 to 5, make all this money, have this financial freedom, right? Well, then you're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice raising kids, right? You're gonna have to sacrifice. Men. What if men are just attracted to this sort of thing, right? What if there are biological incentive, biological drives inherent? This is a sort of natural way of men and women. That maybe, I mean, I know this is crazy, but maybe we are just different. Holy shit. holy shit, maybe we are just different. Um, yeah, she talks a lot about like sameness and similarities, and we're obviously gender roles. She said gender roles are misogyny, and you know anything that anything that says that men and women are different is just like patriarchal. It's the patriarchy. I mean, if why do you want everybody to be the same? Is my question. What do you think? What do you think attracts us to each other? Do you think it's the fact that we're the same? I mean, this is kind of the social conditioning thing where, and I don't know if this is going to stop. This might just continue on. Maybe this is the way of the future, right? Birth rates just plummet. Social conditioning happens. Masculine and feminine cease to be very polar. They come to the center. They kind of meet, right? And there is no really such thing anymore. There is no such thing anymore. But I mean, we're still clearly very different. I mean, it hasn't gotten to the point where, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with this transgender stuff, but it hasn't gotten to the point where we're our private parts are like starting to change or anything. Like, no, we still got women who are clearly they got the puss. We got men who clearly they got the schlong and balls, and so we're clearly still very anatomically different. We have different drives suited to different things. It doesn't mean that you can't socially engineer people. It doesn't mean that you can't socially engineer people, which I think has happened to a lot of men and a lot of women. I mean, how would you would think that a patriarchy would make women, yeah, the patriarchy, it benefits off of women currently. You know what I mean? Like, if you could say that the patriarchy is, you could say that feminism is a patriarchy, really. It gets you working. You're a slave, right? You're a slave. You're a cog in a system. You have to go to work every day, right? You have to go to work every day. You sacrifice. You have to become masculine. You have to, because you're working around a bunch of men, and you have to climb up the corporate ladder, and you have to feed yourself. You have to sustain yourself. You could say that feminism is actually a patriarchy because it's. Look, it's tough to do that. It's tough to do that. I don't see what the appeal of working all the time is. Why do what is the appeal of working all the time? And then, you know, men are not really going to be attracted to that, or the men that are. Um, Personally, I just don't really think that they really satisfy. But usually, the men that are, they take the traditionally feminine role. They stay at home and they raise the kids, right? And I don't. I would bet that most of those marriages are pretty unhappy, and most of them are pretty sexless, right? That's just my guess. It's just my guess from what I've observed. There's no real stats on that. Maybe there are stats on that, but you know, why do you? If any, if you're working, two jobs or one job, or you're working 12 hours a day for a currency that is devaluing faster than your wages are appreciating, right? Then you're basically a slave. Anything that makes a ton of women gets it into their minds that their identity has to be one of ambition and making money and financial freedom and all this stuff. Um, for a currency that doesn't even that you can't even that's worthless. I don't really understand how that isn't a patriarchy, how that isn't exploiting women, how that isn't it. That's not in women's best interest, I don't think. But I could be wrong. But I get that some women think it's like there's this idea that women don't want to stay home and just not work. Number one, you can't. That's not even an option in this economy. That's not even an option anymore. That used to be an option. That's not even an option anymore. So, what are we even talking about? Maybe the only reason that, I mean, is it an option? Is it an option? I don't think it really is, bro. I don't think it really is. Women can't leave the workforce now. It's literally, the economy is literally subsistent upon their labor, right? And it's subsistent upon their spending money, right? And so it's not really at this point the entire economy would collapse if women stopped working. You know, they are part of the workforce. They are part of the workforce. Um, or wait, maybe the jobs would go back to the men because all this, the women. If you look at the graph of the labor force of between men and women, labor force participation rate, no, by sex. Um, graph. I need a graph by men and women. Women have increased, men have decreased, right? Where's this graph? Can I get a graph, please? Jesus. If I can't get this graph, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it, bro. Labor force participation, male versus female. Come on, baby. Come on. Graph. Come on. But yeah, men are. There we go. This is it. See this? See this, baby? Can I zoom in on this? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that savvy, but in 1950, men were, it looks like, 87% of the labor force. In 1950, women were just over 30% of labor force. By 2015, men looks like about 68% of the labor force, and women are about 56% of the labor force. So the labor force participation rate has declined in men. It's increased in women. The birth rate is plummeting, right? So, I mean, half the labor force is women. Half the labor force is women. Say you can't. It's not even an option anymore. It's not even an option for women to stay home anymore. There are vested interests. I think there are vested interests in keeping women at work, to keep the economy propped up, to keep them buying things in an ever expanding system based on debt slavery. So it's not even an option. It's not even an option. So I don't know what she's talking about. Like nobody could even do that. A guy today couldn't really even, or a woman wouldn't even have that option, even if she wanted to stay home, which by now women are so brainwashed into thinking that staying home and raising kids is like lesser. If they don't have control of the money, right? They don't have control of the money. They don't. I guess that's really the only thing, because they still have hella control in the legal system, bro. Like, that's the thing about getting married and having kids with women, is they actually have a lot of power, right? So it's not like you don't have power, even if you're not making money, even if you're just a stay-at-home wife and you're raising two kids or whatever, and the guy goes to work. Number one, this isn't even possible in this economy because let's be honest, most people can't afford, families can't afford to live on just one income. That's not a thing anymore. That used to be a thing when the money actually was worth something, but that's not a thing anymore. You know? So that it's just not even, it's not even a realistic thing. It's not even a realistic thing. It's not even possible. And people, honestly, I feel like it's just videos like this, and they're just, they're just trying to, basically cope in a way, or explain why they need to work, why they need to work, why they need to make money, why they need to do this, why they need to do that. It's like, well, you actually don't have a choice, I think. You actually really don't have a choice. Because most women aren't finding any man today that can provide for her and give her children and provide for the children while he's good. Just he can buy a house, feed the mouths. They're all happy. They can go on vacation, have a good lifestyle with just his income. I mean, who is that? Who is that, bro? Those are NBA basketball players. Those are celebrities. Those are rock stars. Those are athletes, right? Maybe some dudes, the dudes on Wall Street, maybe. But like these are not your everyday guys. These are not your everyday guys. Okay. So it's not even, this isn't even really a thing. Jonathan Aiden Scott sends $20. Oh, hey, from Raymond Stream. He says, keep up the great work you're doing. He says you're doing Marshall. Very awesome insight. Appreciate it, Jonathan Aiden Scott. $20. I appreciate it, dog. Jonathan Aiden Scott in the chat from Raymond's stream. Yeah, man, I'm on one today. I'm in when it's Morgul time, when we're Morgul maxing. It's real. It's real, okay? It's a real thing. When the Witch King comes out, when the Witch King is here in Minas Morgul in the lair, they call it the Temple of Evil, bro. They call it the Temple of Evil. I'm on one today, bro. I'm on one today. I'm feeling straight Nazgul-ish. I'm Nazguling it up. We're Nazgul maxing. Witch King maxing. But, yeah, so this isn't even, it's not even really a thing, man. It's not even really a thing. And women are just explaining like, oh, it's men. It's like, no, it's not. It's not men. It's the economy. It's the money. It's the money. Right? It's not the men. If there were a ton of men, like back in the 40s or 50s or 30s or whatever, that just everyday guys, tradesmen, work, just had regular office jobs, nothing crazy, clerics, whatever. If they could provide for you and provide for children off their one income, are you kidding me? A lot of these men they'd be a lot more attractive because they'd be trying a lot harder, because there would be an ROI, there would be something to work for. There'd be something to work for. There would be actually women that are interested, right? There would be a reward. But that's what it was for, in the 20th century. That's what it was for most of the 20th century, is just one income provided everything. Nowadays, that's just not even a thing, bro. Most even married couples, both of them are working. Most married couples that have kids, they're both working, bro. They're both working. And I would bet that most of those marriages are pretty sexless. or it's just it's kind of wild. Those kids are kind of probably pretty fucked up. Um, so yeah, but yeah. Anyway, let's get back
Like
into it.
some very legitimate reasons for that, right? So if men really wanted to make life easier for us, they would destroy the patriarchy. But that wouldn't benefit the men, that would benefit the women, right? Then the women would get to stop fighting for their.
How would it benefit you if we instituted a national draft where like you have to go die in war? I don't understand how that benefits you, right? I don't understand how it benefits you to be debt slaves, to be half of the workforce, to get into $150,000 student loan debt for a job that gets replaced by AI. I don't, please tell me. Please tell me how that benefits you. You know? Please tell me how that benefits you. Dude, this chick that I'm going on a date with on this weekend, she probably has an OnlyFans, man. Let's be honest. I just thought about that. Just wild, random thought. But yeah. Tell me how that works. Tell me how that works, please.
Their life trying to exist in this patriarchal world where things are frankly unfair to us.
It's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. You're wealthier than any woman in the history of the species. You have more power than any women in the history of the species. You are overrepresented in college attendance and graduation, right? You graduate college at a higher rate than men. You're more educated than men. You're the most educated women in the history of the species. You have the most rights. You actually vote, right? Women didn't get voting rights into like we're just in what 100 years of this maybe of women having voting rights. For most of human history, women didn't even have voting rights. Okay, you have voting, and they didn't die in wars, right? Their lives were men's lives were worth less. Men had to go die in wars, right? So you would think that people who can vote, to send people to die in wars, you would think that it shouldn't really be people that don't go sacrifice their lives, right? It shouldn't really be women. Um, but I mean, unfair. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, it just never ends. They're the wealthiest women in the history of the species. They're the most educated women in the history of the species. They have the most rights. They have the most power in the legal system, and it's still like this patriarchy. It's still like unfair. They're not getting drafted. Men still have to go over the war, and die, right? Not you, right? You don't sign up for conscription or the thing when you're 18, right? That's not a thing for women. You are for all of like corporate jobs, you are prioritized. It's not even on you get into colleges based on a quota because colleges have to be a certain percentage female. It's not because you have the best grades or you're the most qualified candidate, right? So like you even have privilege when it comes to getting into colleges, getting hired for jobs. Hired for jobs does the same thing. There are quotas to hire women for jobs. You're not the most qualified, but a company has to be a certain percentage women or it gets a lawsuit for being discriminatory. So it's just it literally boggles the mind as she has a YouTube channel. She makes all this money, right? I genuinely don't understand what is this patriarchy that you're talking about? But it just never ends. You know what I mean? It'll just never end. This is what I mean. Is like no matter how much you do, no matter how much you do, it will just never end. It will just never end. Hey, Benny Burrito in the chat with the 5. He says, "Hey, Marshall, greetings from New York City. I found your channel a couple months ago, and what you say really resonates with me." Thank you, Benny. Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate the $5. New York. New York. What are you from, the Bronx? From Brooklyn? Good to have the New York boys in the chat. East Coaster. That's what's up. I'm not far from you, man. I'm not far from you. DC. New York. New York. But yeah, let's play more of her stuff here.
It's like pretty much every time we walk out the front door, it's like risk management, harm prevention, being held to
risk management, harm prevention. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what men are for. It's kind of what men were for the longest time. I don't really think you risk management, harm prevention. I mean, it is a real thing. It is a real thing. Like, you know, women do. I will grant her that women are in danger from men because they're bigger and they're stronger. But look, I mean, you got it way better than most women in all of history. That's kind of what men are for. If you had a dude that was protecting you, right? That you were with. I'm not talking about her specifically, but if women have a man that they're with, it's kind of what the man is for. So you don't have to worry about harm, right? You don't have to worry about your safety. But if you don't want a man by your side, well then yeah, you're gonna have to worry about harm. You're gonna have to worry about safety. There's terrible people out there, okay? Obey Bug Eaters with the 5 says the Megan Rapinoe to the front lines had me going in the other video. LOL, good stuff as always, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, Megan Rapinoe, dude. I was watching some of her interviews today. Yeah, man, it's rough, dude. It's rough. It is rough stuff, Megan Rapinoe. But oh man.
to unrealistic standards when you're a mother versus like the standards that fathers are held to. Like all of those things are a product of the patriarchy. They're not a product of women not being able to be just women, and like every woman needs a man who will just let her be a woman. Like that wouldn't solve all of our problems. You know what I'm saying? Like it would keep the patriarchy intact. And that's why they want that. Men are more comfortable when women shrink themselves into this soft, nurturing, accommodating role. When someone says that, you know, it should be easy.
I will say that that kind of is true, that men are comfortable when women shrink themselves to an accommodating role. I mean, I feel that myself, you know, but we're comfortable. Are we more comfortable, or are we just attracted to it? You know, are we just attracted to it? Yeah. I don't know, for a big part of me is like, I don't know, it's sexually attractive. There's this dynamic of domination and submission between men and women, right? In the bedroom, right? It is a real thing in the bedroom. So I don't understand why you would think that once, you know, the sexual act is over, like it suddenly disappears, like this dominant, submissive dynamic disappears. I just, I don't understand that. I think that these are just sort of biological drives. This is kind of what we're attracted to, and I don't know what I don't know what else to say about that, really. Is she drunk? It's because you slowed down the speed of the video. Yeah. I have to slow down this chick because she talks hella fast, bro. She talks hella fast. You want me to go regular speed? Let me go normal. Listen to how fast she talks.
easy for you to just be a woman. There's like a role that they have in mind. There's like a script that being a woman is supposed to follow.
Hopefully it doesn't get demonetized. An ad.
Assumption. And like a good man is supposed to be able to help you comfortably settle into that script. And it's very confusing seeing a lot of women who would claim feminism support these kinds of ideas and this kind of advice, given the fact that feminism from its very inception has existed to question ideologies like this. Like, for example, Bell Hooks has famously said that the patriarchy doesn't just harm women by controlling us and limiting our movement, it also teaches us to be okay with this type of benevolent patriarchy. It teaches us to think of protection and provision.
I mean, we're exchanging. We serve different roles. We exchange different things. We're more suited towards men are stronger. They're bigger. They're more like they have testosterone, right? They're more competitive, right? We're suited towards different things from the jump. It makes sense that we would be full speed ahead, gung ho, wanting to compete, wanting to make the most money, all this stuff. By the way, these were traits that were selected for, for millennia. These were traits that were always selected for by women. So, I think we were just different. I think we were just different. We're just suited towards different things, and we exchange our value, right? Women are more suited to raising kids. I can't, dude. I don't want to have anything really to do with kids. Like I'm very limited, and women are gravitated to kids, bro. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. Women love kids. This is a real thing, bro. And kids for me is like, what the hell do I even do? What do I say to them? They're annoying. Women love kids, so they're more suited to that stuff. I mean, we're just suited. We just have different roles, and we exchange value at what we're good at. I just don't. I mean, yeah, it just seems like for most of human history, women didn't really have money or power or voting rights or status or anything like that. So it is that was kind of tough for them. That was kind of tough, right? That's not an ideal situation because you really can be. Men can take advantage of you with money, right? If they have financial power over you, they really can take advantage of you that way. And if women aren't protected in the legal system, a lot of bad things can happen to them. The R word and stuff like this. It is true. It is true that they probably were not. They probably kind of had the shit end of the stick for a lot of human history, but I don't really think that that's the case anymore. I don't really think that that's the case anymore, but I could be wrong. Anyway, are we done? Are we done with her? Are we done with her? 6:55. Does she say something here?
Also help him to maintain a power imbalance in the relationship. And wouldn't you know it, all the things that are traditionally masculine make it easier for him to exist in society, right? Like going to work and having a woman stay home and raise the children and have a legacy, and she takes your last name, and she's nurturing and caring, and she doesn't nag you, and she's not one of these blue-haired feminists that's like concerned about her rights, etc., and you just kind of come and go as you please, and she has dinner ready every night. You're not getting anything out of that other than you're helping to support a man's right to be a patriarch in a patriarchy. Like, you are not moving forward by yourself, and you are not moving other women forward with you. Meanwhile, your man is doing both of those things.
Somebody said it. Whoa, holy shit. What the fuck? You sent me 500 euros? Is that euros? Is this a euro? Euro symbol? Oh. I need to convert this euro to dollars. You sent me 500 euros, bro. You sent me $571? What the fuck? That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Who the fuck? Marin, real one. He just says there's always hope. Damn, bro. I'm kind of at a loss for words. That's like incredible. Thank you. Damn, bro. Marin. Everybody give a round of applause for Marin, the real one. Jesus Christ, man. I really appreciate it. 500. That's nuts, dude. You just, man. Now I'm really that now I can really make this date this weekend just incredible, dude. I can buy her such a big cup of coffee. This coffee's gonna be like a gallon. Buy her like a gallon of coffee, bro. Incredible. Marin, the real one. Well, holy shit. Dude, some of you guys are loaded out there. Some of y'all are absolutely loaded. I appreciate it. That gives me hope, dude. That really gives me hope. That 500 gives me hope. Don't waste it on the woman. You can pay for her Uber. That's 50 gallons of coffee. That's 50 gallons of coffee. You haven't had sex or gone on a date for like 4 to 5 years? Dude, you're preaching to the choir, my man. That's pretty much all of us. Well, I don't want to speak for everybody, but that's me. That's me. Will I now come to Europe? Marshall, come to Europe. No. No, you guys are infiltrated. I mean, we're infiltrated too, but is the immigrant situation really as bad as it seems on the internet? Like, are you guys just overrun with people that disagree with you and are hoodlums starting problems? That's what I hear. That's what I see on the internet. Jack Maller's show. Marin gave me something for the Jack Maller show. I do know who Jack Mallers is. I can't. That's not a hyperlink, so I can't like click on it. But I do know who Jack Mallers is. He's based as hell. I really like him. Marin, you must be a Bitcoiner. You must be a Bitcoiner. If you know who Jack Mallers is. Maybe you are Jack Mallers. You never know. But damn, we got $571, bro. Shit. But yeah. What is she saying? Why be at it? Why be at it? Why have you at it? Why have you at it? Why have you at it? You know, I watch a lot of YV edits, edit stuff because, you know, it's just, it's so, I don't know. I just have a problem with like listening to things that completely disagree with me and like infuriate me, you know? The fact that this is what women nowadays, like probably my date, who I'm going to buy 50 gallons of coffee for, like this is what her YouTube diet is. I don't know. I have a problem with watching like things that just I'm just like, how is this even possible, bro? The man that makes it easy for you to just be yourself. Yeah, but like yourself, like you don't even know who yourself is. You've been brainwashed like your entire life from birth. You know, we all have. It's like yourself, you think yourself is like this ambitious, like gung ho, like uh independent boss chick. You know, how do you even know how are you even sure that that's you? How are you even sure that that's you? You know, most of these women are on the pill. They're on the pill, and you know, most of these women don't have a choice, right? You can't find men that would, like I said before, you cannot find men that could provide for you and a family by just one income stream of his. That's not really a thing anymore. Okay, most women cannot find men like that. There's not a plethora of men like that. Okay, so it's not really a. You have to be you, right? Yourself, like, oh, just be yourself, girl. Oh, just be yourself, girl, because you're kind of forced to. That's kind of like your only option now for a lot of women is like you have to be yourself, whatever this self is. Coincidentally, this self just happens to work, you know, a ton. Work 8 hours get into student loan debt. You can never pay it back. Work 8 hours a day. Um, you know, you gotta you gotta be on the pill. It's just these women feel like they have to make something of themselves. I wonder how much of this is really the pill, dude. Honestly, I really wonder that. I wonder how much of this is really some sort of birth control that they're on that's like stunting their hormones. And how much of it is meds too? Like how much of these women are actually like depressed and anxious because they're going against their biological drives because they have to, right? It's not even necessarily that they've been brainwashed, which they have. They have been brainwashed since birth, right? To be productive, a productive ant in the colony, right? Productive debt slave, feed the beast, be a consumer. They have been conditioned to be that, but I'm not even sure that has anything to do with it. The fact is that they have to though. They have to. They have to be like this. The system requires them to be like this. There is no other option for them, right? So they have to do this. They have to provide for themselves. So, you know, it's just one of these things where, and all the shows that they probably watch Industry like I do. They probably watch Industry about a ton of high powered female bankers who just do a ton of coke and like bang a ton of men and make millions of dollars, and they're cutthroat, and they have no, they don't have any kids. Obviously, they don't have kids. You know, kids is they're watching things like this. They're watching things where like women are the presidents, like Madam Secretary, and you know, they're watching things where women are in positions of power all the time, and that is a thing that's actually in real life now. And so they just feel this pressure, and they don't really have a choice. They don't really have a choice. Raymond is a bigger problem than the pill. What does that even mean? How much do we think? How many women do we think are on the pill?
Like the patriarchy, and most importantly being a man, it's not so much that you being a woman is dependent on a man being a man, it's that a man being a man is dependent on you shrinking yourself into the role of a woman. There
Yeah, she seems to think that the role of a woman is, is shrinking yourself, as being lesser. I mean, I get it. Kind of get it. Especially if the woman doesn't really make any money, right? I can see how it would seem lesser. I would see how it would seem lesser, but anything else good? I think we're done with YV edit. YV edit. YV edit. Yeah, birth control's like poison, dude. I don't know why. I just don't understand. Just don't understand. But yeah. Um I am feel good. I did work out today. I did legs. Did legs. Was lifting. I did front squats and lunges. Got very exhausted. Ala, do you live in Russia? Is that where you are? You're based in Russia? Are you Russian? From Moscow? I'm not in a new basement or apartment. No. This is the same. This is the very same. Estonia. Hmm. Should I make some other people mods? Does anybody want to be a mod? I feel like Al is just kind of, everybody just kind of hates her because she's the only, they're all jealous because you're the only mod. Just like Al the mod. She's got her name in blue. She got the shield on her. She got the shield. Anybody else want to be a mod? Is anybody else like always in the chat? Like this guy's always here. Justin C 4782. Elon Husk. Elon Husk could be a mod. Real Ficorious. No, I still want you to be a mod, Al. It's just we just need some. We need a. There's got to be some diversity quotas here. We can't just. It's very anti-patriarchal of me to just have one female mod. If you are female, you claim to be female, but standard. Make you a standard moderator. Real Ficorious, and then Elon Husk. Can make him. And there's one more. Who's this guy? Justin C 47082. Do you want to be a mod? Justin. Make everyone mods. Start a mod battle. I would if I could. That'd be great. What's a mod? Mods are, how should you see them? Um, if I'm the Pope, then mods would be the bishops. I think that's the right. Is that the right way? They're the ones that moderate the chat. They clean up the chat. They make sure that chat doesn't get crazy. Marin, real one, I do read chat. Yeah. What do you mean? Of course I read chat. But yeah, I don't know about this date, guys. I'm just dreading it. I'm already dreading this date, bro. You know, I think we're done with YV edit. I think we're done with YV. We went hard. Went hard from Minas Morgul. But yeah, I don't know about this date, guys. It's just a lot. You know. King and Kingsguard is a better, yeah, it's a better analogy. I would say that's a better analogy. I didn't cold approach, no. I just texted her. It was a chick that I delivered to for my job. Never met a girl for coffee sounds horrible. Yeah. I mean, it probably will be horrible, dude. I mean, I guess I'm buying her a coffee because I forgot her mattress pad. Which, you know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Can we buy women coffee? Can we buy women coffee? Or is that too much? Should we not buy women anything until they give up the puss? Huh? Or can we buy women coffee? Isn't it crazy how, like, I don't know. Have you guys had success with getting puss without spending money on women? Like anything for the first few dates or whatever? And they were like hot? I think it would be more unfortunate to see her DMs than his YouTube. Yeah, for sure. Dude, yeah, she's completely. I'm nothing special to her. That's for sure. I'm under no illusions. Under no illusions. But I'm gonna let you guys know how it went though. If it goes through, which I'm pretty sure it won't. I'm pretty sure she's gonna like flake at the last minute. But best results equals bring a bottle of vodka and 2 cups, have a few drinks, then make a move. Make a move in the coffee shop. just bring a just bring a bottle of just the cheapest vodka I can find with some paper cups. And just pull that out of my coat in Starbucks. Just start downing it. What's so good about her? Just her looks? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just her looks. I mean, that's really the only things that the initial thing is about. It's really just her looks. She has good energy though. She has good energy. I will say she has good energy, but she's She's 25. She's young. She's just gonna be. She's young. She's 25. She's attractive. I'm pretty sure she was out partying all night on St. Patrick's Saturday. So like, she's just, you know, I think she's, if anything, she's just gonna be good for fun. You know, just kind of for fun. She's for fun. You know, I don't really see that she's much else, but I could be wrong. Real patriarchy is making them pay. That's a good point. Yeah, what's up with all this, man? How is it a patriarchy if we're paying for you guys? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing, is for all of yes, we had financial control over you. We had financial power over you. We, you know, you could only really. I mean, a lot of men they let their women spend their money, and you know. But yes, if we wanted to like take away the credit card or like have financial control over you, then that's a thing. But honestly, financial abuse can be by a woman too. If it's your money, you know, what she spends her money on has to be a joint decision if it's your money. I mean, at the very least, it should really just be your decision. But if you guys are a couple and you guys are married and all this stuff, okay, shouldn't she at least just, you know, before she buys something online or buys this or buys that or whatever, before she racks up the grocery bill, you know, buying a ton of things she doesn't need, she should at least be like, hey, can I do this? You know what I mean? So it can go both ways. Women can abuse a man's money by just spending all of it and, you know, without his consent because they're married under the pretense of, oh, we're married. What's yours is mine, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so if you can abuse a man for his money, you know, a man can obviously restrict you from spending his money too, you know. But if you want that situation, you know, we also spend money on you, you know what I mean? Like, yes, there's financial abuse by men, but your entire lifestyle is being funded by us, you know. We are providing for you. We are providing for you. This is what I think I had made a video about this like a long time ago where it's like, if you want to be dependent on people, they have power over you, right? So that's a woman's choice. If you want to be dependent, if you want to be dependent on a man, well then he's going to have power over you. You have to accept that he's going to have power over you. If you want to be dependent on anybody for any reason, it's not even men and women. If you want to be dependent on somebody, then you know, they're going to have power over you. It's just a thing. If you want to have power over yourself, if you don't want to be dependent on anybody, if you don't want anybody to have power over you, then you have to be dependent on yourself. You have to make your own money. You have to be the source of the power, right? So, but what that also means is that men no longer have to buy you things, right? We no longer have to pay for your dates. We no longer have to buy your cup of coffee, even though I am, bro, for a radical feminist. I keep saying that. I don't even know if she's a radical feminist, but it's just a guess. But even though I am, I shouldn't, though. I mean, I forgot her mattress pad, so I should, right? Forgot the mattress pad. Mattress pad's probably $2. It's I'll buy you. I'll buy you. If the coffee's $3, look, I swipe for two, then you pull out your card, you swipe for one, we do a split, okay? I'm kidding, obviously, but you know, I'll pay for a coffee. That's nothing crazy, but like, if you're dependent on yourself and you're providing for yourself, why exactly do I have to spend money on you? What exactly am I paying for? You know? Men used to pay for dates because men were the providers. They paid for your date and they paid for your food and they held open your doors and all these things because they were going to pay for your lifestyle. They were going to pay for your children. They were going to pay for your comfort. They were going to give you a home. They were going to provide everything for you. So yeah, they're going to pay for your meal. But since this is no longer really a thing anymore, which I get why that was attractive to women, that was also unattractive to women. It's a trade-off, right? It's just a trade-off. You can get you you can get a lot from that situation, right? You don't have to provide for yourself. You can stay home. You can deal with the children. You can do soft things, whatever, if you like that. But it is a trade-off. It is a trade-off because you don't have the decision making, right? You don't decide things about the money. Um, at the end of the day, your husband does have financial control over you, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's the deal that you signed up for. If that's the deal that you want, if that's the deal that you signed up for, then what? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have a man pay for you and provide for your family and think that you can spend his money however you want, right? It's his money that he's earning for you guys. It should be at his discretion how that money is used. You shouldn't just be able to take his money and just spend it however you want. If he says no, we're not buying this, no, we're not buying that, no, you spent too much on the credit card last month, so I'm lowering the limit or whatever, or I'm blocking your access or something like that. Well, then it's like you can't you can't cry wolf. You can't be like, oh, you're being patriarchal, you're oppressing me, all this stuff, you're abusing me. It's like, no, you were abusing me. You were abusing my money, right? And now there are consequences for abusing things, right? So it's just, there are trade-offs. You just have to decide what you want. You can't have a man provide for you and give you all this money and give you all these things, provide for your family, provide for everything, but then also, you know, want full discretion, full power over how that money is spent, over this money that you don't earn yourself. I just don't really think that that's a thing, right? A woman might come back and say like, "Oh, well, I'm raising the kids for you." Yeah, and I'm providing the money for you. It's an exchange here. This is what marriages are. They're an exchange. You provide something to me, I provide something to you. That's all it is. It's just an exchange, right? It's like women have it in their heads that they should get everything. Like everything, they should just get everything. I swear to God, bro. Like they just want everything. They just want things to work out entirely. Like they don't want to be like YV Edit was saying. They don't want to be. Let's read the super chat here. Hold up. Do you think we should go overseas? Passport Bros. Prem 79074 says that. No, I don't really think so. I'm not ready to give up on these hoes yet. I'm not ready yet. It's just a lot. It's a lot to get it. It's a lot to move overseas to a culture that's not even yours, to people you don't even know that all disagree with you. It's a lot to do that just for a woman. It's a lot to do that just for like you're going to do all of that, pick up, leave your job, leave your friends, leave your family, leave your culture. You're you're going to spend all this money and break all these you know commitments, and you're going to go to a different country just to find a woman. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. I don't think I really want a woman that bad. I don't think it's a really. What? The Gangetarian says if you want that woman to be the wife of your children, the wife of your children? No, I do not want that woman to be the wife of my children. The fuck? I mean the mother of my children? If you want that woman to be the mother of your children, why wouldn't you pay for her? What do you mean? Like, are you talking about from the date, from the jump of the date, from the coffee date? I'm confused. If you want that woman to be the wife of your children, why wouldn't you pay for her? If I mean, if she wants me to be the father of her children or the provider of her children, why wouldn't she pay for me? You know? If you want that woman to be the wife of your children, why wouldn't you pay for her? Well, I mean, this is a clearly look. You can pay for women if you want them to be the wife. I don't even know if you're talking about this date, but number one, from a first date, you don't know if you want a woman to be the wife of or the or the mother of your children. From the first date, you don't know if you want a woman to be the mother of your children. Okay? That's not even a thing on the first date. That's not even what you're thinking about. You don't think about that on the second date or the third date or the fourth date. You don't think about that till way down the line. You don't even discuss children, especially in this day and age. So that's not even that doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. I'm vetting her. I'm vetting her to see if she's even worthy of being the mother of some children. Honestly, I'm not even doing that. I'm not even doing that. I'm just seeing if she's worthy enough to that I could probably get some puss and she's not crazy, right? She's not crazy. That's honestly the only thing that I'm doing. That's the only thing that I'm doing, bro. It's nothing more than that. It's nothing more than that. I do not have high expectations of these women. I mean, we have severely lowered our expectations. They don't probably offer any of this stuff, and it has a lot to do with the economy. But they're just for fun. Most of these women are just for fun. Let's be honest. They don't offer anything more than that, right? So they're just kind of for fun. So it's not even a thing that I'm thinking about. Oh yeah, I want this chick to be the mother of my children. I don't want her to be anything. I don't want her to be anything. I'd kind of like to get some puss. You know what I mean? I kind of like to get some puss. That's pretty much it. That's all I'm thinking about right now. Then as we go forward, then maybe we can start evaluating. So the first date or the first 2 dates or 3 dates or 4 dates, yeah, I'm not going to pay for her because I don't want her to be the mother of my children. That's not something that I even know yet. And you phrased it wrong. You said, if you want the woman to be the wife of your children. Nigga, come on, say. Come on. We in Minas Morgul, bro. Minas Morgul don't like the the grammar errors. Yeah, it's not punctuation, but the grammar errors, bro. Grammar errors in Minas Morgul? Witch King ain't about that, son. Witch King ain't about that. Are you nuts? Simple question. First thing, rate yourself 1 to 10. If the number is anything over 5, no coffee. What, like ask her that? Hey, rate yourself 1 to 10. I mean, she's over a 5. Well, looks wise, she's over a 5. 100%. 100% she's over a 5. I said, looks wise, purely looks standpoint, she is an 8. She is an 8. Solid 8, if not close to a 9. In my opinion. She's very attractive, but You seem more stressed now that you're expecting the date. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. This shit is not where it's at. It's not where it's at, bro. Yeah, it's not where it's at, man. I'm not looking forward to it. If I'm gonna have kids, I need to have them like ASAP, probably. Yeah, I'm not going overseas to find a wife, that's for sure. Have you tried not caring about women? Yeah. I mean, there are days where I don't care. I think I really don't care. I think I don't care about women more than most people, actually. And this might seem paradoxical or kind of doesn't make sense. So why bother taking her for coffee? Just ask her to go to your house. All right, the the gangetarian, the gangetarian. You can't just you can't just take women to your house, bro. Hey, you want to come over to my house? Hey, would you? I text her. Yeah, I forgot your mattress pad, but would you like to come over to my house? Like, nigga, what planet are you from? You want to come to my house? Yeah, I'm gonna, dude. I want you to approach these women and be like, uh, it's like, it's like what he's saying is you have to go if you go on a date with a woman, you have to buy her things. You have to buy her coffee. You have to buy her popcorn at the movies. You have to buy her dinner. You have to do these things if you take her on a date, right? You have to. Or if you don't do that, if you don't buy her things, you can't take her on a date. You can't take her on a date and not buy her things. That's not an option. If you don't want to buy her things, you just have to take her to your house. You have to take her to your basement. Why bother taking her for coffee? Because it's a very low, it's a cheap, easy thing where I honestly wouldn't have bought her coffee, but I forgot her mattress pad. So she said I owe her. And I don't really, I think it's only fair. I think it's only fair. Even though she's getting a refund. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Interesting, though. Interesting. Hmm. I could bring that up. I could bring that up. Maybe I can text her that. Maybe I can text her, look, we are refunding you your mattress pad that I forgot, so I'm not really sure if I should buy you a coffee. You know? I don't really know if I should buy you a coffee. I'm not really sure that's fair because we're refunding you. Okay? Yeah, I didn't bring it, but you're getting your money back. Okay? It's not like you spent that money and I didn't give it to you. That I forgot it and that you're not getting that money back. And now I have to buy you a coffee to make up for it. No, 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 no. You did get the money back. Maybe I should say, well, you got the refund, so don't text her that, please. Dude, she would probably this is how cooked women are. She'd probably not go on a date with me. If I don't purchase her that coffee, because honestly, she might just be using me for a free coffee. You ever any of the women in the chat ever used a woman for a free coffee? Or used a man for a free coffee? Or a woman for a free coffee for that matter. He's preparing for humiliation summer, yeah. Dude, I absolutely am preparing for humiliation summer. It's already humiliation summer, bro. I'm buying a radical feminist a coffee. Probably she's probably just looking for a free coffee this week. And she's like, you know what? I could I could I could do that. could talk to him for 30 minutes to get a free coffee. I could do that. This is again to Ganjitarian's point. This is the other problem with like spending money on women is there's no guarantee that you'll get anything for it. There's no guarantee. So, you know, I spend money on her coffee, and if she said you owe her, she finds you attractive, buy her the coffee. Come on. How does that make sense? If she said I owe her, that means she finds me attractive? I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know how you get from A to B there. I don't know what kind of preposition that is. Preposition? For logic? I think it's logic, right? Proposition? Logic? I think it's a preposition. Logic, proposition? Propositional logic, yeah. Propositional. Is that a proposition? Is that a proposition? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm stupid, bro. I'm stupid. What am I doing? I can't believe you're thinking I'm a dude. What do you mean? Allah. There's no proof to the contrary. There's no proof to the contrary. You know? You can't trust nobody on the internet, bro. You can't trust nobody on the internet. I have to assume until proven otherwise. I did ask her out for coffee. Yeah, I texted her. Why should I not? You guys think that she'd probably just say no, huh? If I texted her like, hey, you did get the refund, so I'm thinking maybe you buy your coffee, I buy mine. She's gone. She's gone like a puff of smoke. Gone with the wind. She's hitting on you. I'm a woman. That's why she said I owe her. She's hitting on me. Well. I'm so jaded. Hopefully if we get down to the nasty, hopefully the little guy comes through, you know. Alice says, but I have a video of me dancing. Like, how can I be a dude? That does it. Maybe it's not you. I don't know if that's you. That could be your sister. That could be your friend. Call her right now and put on speaker here, Marshall. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, bro. Don't stress over $5. Yeah, I'm not gonna stress over $5. I can spend $5 on her. You know what I mean? I can spend $5 on her. I'm not gonna worry about it. But beyond that, I don't know. I'm gonna need some shit. I'm gonna need something from her. Sigreen6667 sends the $5. Appreciate it, dog. He says, bro, don't stress, which I'm sure was meant to be stress. Don't stress over effing coffee. Here. I will pay for it. Just don't go out with her if it works out. Just don't go out with her if it works out, but she wants you to keep paying. Oh, yeah. I feel you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna pay for anything after that. I'm not gonna pay for anything after that. I'll put my foot down. I do have some dignity. Though, you know, I was just sent $537 today, so from what's his name? Real What was that nigga's name? Can't remember. Damn, I should probably remember. There he is. Marin, the real one. Marin, the real one. So I could, I could buy her hella dinners, but I'm gonna invest that in myself. Invest that in the stream and you guys. Yeah, I'm not. If she wants me to keep paying, I'm not gonna go out with her. Don't go out with her if it works out. No, he's not saying don't go out with her if it works out. He's just saying don't go out with her if she wants you to keep paying. No woman is worth spending over $100 on a woman on a first date. Jesus Christ, bro. Nigga, I ain't never spent $100 on a woman on a first date. I've never done that. What are you tripping? Is this your channel talking about your coffee dates? Curious and new here. No. No. That's not what it is, but I just so happen to have a coffee date. I talk about anything here. We talk about anything. But yeah. I wonder if I should I don't really want to text her until I like kind of have a date set up, like a date in place. She just texted me 25 with like a sunglasses face emoji. It's just so lazy, bro. You think I'm too old for her? I considered that maybe 33 was too old for her. Yeah, no? Oh, me and Raymond are streaming at the same time. But yeah, I probably won't go to a Starbucks. Yeah, if she's 25, she must be a little bit reasonable. Yeah. Yeah, she's not completely fucked. She's not completely fucked. 25 is decent. She got a she got an idea. She got an idea. Live stream the date. Come on, guys. Come on. I can't. I can't do that. I can't do that. I would love to, but I can't. Has she seen your content? No. Is it okay to ask a woman on a first date about her body count? Is that appropriate? No. I mean, no. I mean, they'll lose it, bro. They'll lose it. They'll get so offended. She hasn't seen my content. I was, again, I mean, I doubt this will even materialize. But what if she finds my videos? I mean, she finds my videos. I don't give a shit. I mean, those are those are things those are things that I just don't need to think about yet. You know, like the date hasn't even happened yet. I just need to go on the date first before I think about anything. You know, take it. We take this one step at a time. I don't need to think about what if she finds my videos, bro. She might even not show up. So it's just not something that I need to think about yet. Order of operations here. Order of operations. I don't even care about her body count. I honestly don't. I mean, bro, at this point, women are cooked. Women are cooked. I'm assuming that she has a high body count. You know, absolutely she does. Do you have a game plan on the date, or are you just gonna wing it? No, I'm just gonna wing it, bro. I wing everything. Do I look like a guy with a plan? Do I look like a guy with a plan? If she answers the body count question, she's probably lying. There's no point. Yeah, exactly. I've said that many times. She would absolutely lie. There's no point in asking a woman's body count. There's literally no point, bro. There's none. There is literally no point. They will lie to you. It's a lie. Okay? You can't get any information from that. But anyway, anything else I want to talk about? The end of the world. Let's see here. World War III, the end of the world. I mean, I just really think that I really do think women would help a lot. They're very capable. You know, they would help a lot on the front lines in World War III. It's just a shame. It's just a shame. What else? What else do I want to talk about, guys? I just have a problem where I just like I don't. There's just nothing in my brain most of the time. There's just nothing in my brain. I feel like I have to perform. I have to perform for you guys. You know. Are the Oscars on tonight? Do you have a plan to get out of this system and into the woods, mountains? No. No. Dude, you know what I kind of wanted to talk about was like how when things get more dire, when there really ends up being less ROI and everything, there's less to live for, right? When the money's collapsing, when the money's deteriorating, when the women's situation is just almost dead, right? When there really is just when World War III is on the horizon, and there's Professor Zhang saying that people, I don't know who it is, the Jews are trying to bring the Antichrist, and there's going to be a war of Gog and Magog, and that's the final war. That's the last war. Apparently, that's Iran and Russia. And then, the like, there's all these crazy theories about the end of the world. Like, this is going to be the end of the world. This is the last war. All these dudes are trying to bring about Armageddon and, like, the end times. And And when things get to this state, you really just I feel like people are more ready to die. You know what I mean? Like I feel more ready to die. With each passing day, bro, I swear I feel more ready to die by the day. And it's not even like a thing where it's like you just don't care. Like you're just it's almost like you're expecting to die like any moment. Does this make sense to you guys? Like it's almost like I'm just expecting to like yeah, this won't last much longer. You know what I mean? Like yeah, it's all right. So it really gives you a lot of freedom in like just saying whatever you're going to say. Like I'm pretty sure the next administration for the United States, if we're still here by then and we haven't been all blown to hell, they're probably just gonna round up all the dudes like me, and I'm just gonna get thrown in prison for like all these things that I've said on YouTube. You know, because all this shit is just gonna be classified as like hate speech or like he's just a crazy person, and I really just I seem depressed. Uh, Dude, I don't even know what. How do you even? I don't feel like I'm depressed. Usually, depression, like I'm probably fairly high functional for depressed person. Usually, depressed people can't really do a lot. They like lay in bed all day and they're just like they don't even want to talk and blah 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 blah. I'm fairly high energy, fairly you know high operating capacity for a depressed person. I don't really think I'm depressed. I just think, you know, I just used to be so scared of a lot of things, and they're just all imaginary, man. They're all imaginary. I promise you, whatever you're afraid of, it's probably imaginary. I can almost guarantee it. I can almost guarantee that whatever you're afraid of, it is imaginary. Okay? I just don't really understand like what there's so much division happening on the internet. Everything is negative. Everything's going to shit, right? You throw on X or you throw on YouTube and it's pretty much just all negative. Maybe that's just a reflection of my mind, but that's the stuff that's interesting. That's the stuff that is interesting to talk about. I'm not ready to just go walk in a meadow somewhere and just chill the fuck out for the rest of my life. That sounds boring as hell. Sounds boring as hell, bro. I ain't doing that. What the hell am I gonna do in a meadow, bro? All these monks that just sit in caves. What the hell am I gonna do? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? That's boring. That's boring. Talk talk about some radical feminists. Come on. Come on, Chang. Chang, get out of here, bro. Get out of the cave, man. Get out of the cave. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get out of the cave. You look like you haven't eaten in months. Tommy, give him a steak. Give him a steak. Feed him something. Give him some mac and cheese, man. Get out of the cave, man. What are you doing? Chang, look at me. Look at me, bro. Look at me. Look at me. Are your eyes open? I can't tell. You Asian as shit, aren't you? You Mongolian motherfucker. You Mongolian motherfucker. Bro. Chang, what are you doing up here, man? What are you doing? Is this really interesting for you? Is this really interesting for you? Or like those... Like, dude, I got a YouTube channel. I want to talk to you. Let's talk about some radical feminists. Do you know about Megan Rapinoe? Do you know who Megan Rapinoe is, bro? Do you know who Billie Eilish is? You know Sabrina Carpenter? You heard her music, Chang? Nigga ain't never heard no music, bro. You just chilling up here, you know that World War III is about to start, bro? You know that we're about to get blown to hell and you're just up here just chilling? Why? Why? It's so much more interesting down there. It's so much more interesting down there. There's something called the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz? You ever heard of the Strait of Hormuz, Chang? The Strait of Hormuz, nigga. Everybody's talking about the Strait of Hormuz. Hormuz maxing. Nobody even knew what the Strait of Hormuz was for all of human history. Now, all 8 billion people in the world are talking about the Strait of Hormuz every single day on the internet. Okay? Every single video, every single post, every single New York Times article, everything, every short, every TikTok is about the Strait of Hormuz. Okay? Chang, what do you know about this, man? Are you even interested? Half the world's oil is being cut off in real time. You don't even care, man. They're boring as hell. This is what I mean. Or like these people that like apparently like these older, I always picture like older Asian women. If you guys have ever seen Severance, if you guys have ever seen the show Severance, there's this character and she's actually the main character's wife who died, but she's actually alive. But his memory's wiped, so he doesn't know that it's her. Long story, but she's like this older, just very gentle. She functions as the therapist where they work. She's this therapist. She's the mental health person. And she's just like just like calm. Just calm, and there's flowers in her office, and there's rippling effects on the walls. Looks like it's water, just like waterfalls. It probably smells like eucalyptus and lemongrass, and just abstract art of just like there's like white and blue brushes and stuff, like abstract art that's like actually just garbage and super boring to look at. And she has this like very soft voice, just very soft voice. How are you feeling today? Blah 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 blah. And like these women, I just imagine it's all these women. Like there's tons of these women, and they just sit in rooms all day, surrounded by aloe, and like books and stuff. They just sit there, and there's always coffee brewing for some reason, and they're looking out of their windows, their floor to ceiling windows, out of their kitchen, marble granite tops, and they don't even have like, where's your man? There's never a man in this scenario. Do you have any kids? No, you don't have any kids. You just kind of like chill. Like these people just chill. Like they spend their days like they go to the market. What do you call that? The fresh market or the farmer's market. They go to the farmer's market and like smell oranges and smell limes. And they just kind of look up at the sun and just kind of look up at the trees and the breeze and just kind of feel the breeze. And they just kind of smile at everybody. That's like this half smile, like, They're like never on their phone. It's almost like they're almost barely existing through life. They're almost getting by so nobody sees them, right? It's almost like nobody even sees these people. Like, do you even see these people, man? No. These are all just like TV characters. But I'm sure there's millions, hundreds of millions of these people, right? They just that's what these women do. They could be even attractive, right? They're attractive Asian women that just look like they completely transcended the sexual desire, right? They have no. And what's your job? How do you have all this money? How do you live in such a nice house and this is what you spend your time doing? You just go to farmers markets and just get off on the citrus fruits, on just smelling the citrus fruits and looking at little knickknacks and little paintings, right? And like there's no man in the picture. You got no kids. Your skin is unblemished. It's like, are you even real? Are you a robot? Yeah, they buy scented candles. They hang out at Trader Joe's. Exactly. Marshall, your chat lies in ruins from neglect. Bro, I'm just trying to talk. Sometimes it's hard for me. My brain doesn't work well, okay? My brain doesn't work well, if you haven't noticed. I'm not one of these dudes who's schizo, who's ADHD. I'm not some Asmongold, okay? I'm not Raymond where I can just like, I can look at the chat and I can talk and look at the chat. You know what I mean? I need a clear focus. And then I look at the chat and it just takes my brain off of what I was saying. Takes me out of the stream. Takes me out of the stream of consciousness. What do you want from me? But yeah, they just go to Trader Joe's and like, are you on meds? Are you on just like a ton of Xanax or what? You know, and you'll never know. You'll never know. They almost say nothing. They say nothing. They tell you nothing. But it's like they just have this. They live in like this zen where they just like don't care about anything. It's like, bro, I know your life is boring. How are you okay with this? Your life has to be boring as hell. Your life needs to be. It has to be boring as hell. And they all drive Teslas. Yeah, they all drive Teslas. Your life has to be boring. There's no way it's interesting. You ever scrolled a little bit on TikTok? These are the women that never scroll on TikTok, bro. They never scroll on TikTok. They're always like going to a public library for some book about like moss, or like, you know, flowers or something. It's like, why? Oh, you plant. They have a garden. Oh yeah, they plant. They have a garden. They have a little rock path and a little stream and shit. Where did you get all this money? They have some job where they're just what? They just like they get on their they get on their laptop for like an hour out of every day, and somehow they're just like they can pay for all this. It's like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? Pay for this house around them. Pay to go to the farmer's market, get everything organic. Who are you? It's like I'd have to think that most of these women got this money from divorce, right? I'd have to think that that's it, but I don't know. Part of me, I kind of hate like what I'm about, to be honest. Like the whole not drinking, not smoking, not doing nicotine, you know, not drinking caffeine. I kind of hate it, to be honest, if I'm being honest. Because the witch king in me just wants to just it's like um what's his name from the other guys, what's his name, Will Ferrell, yeah, Will Ferrell from the other guys. You know, there's something in me. He says there's something in me. It wants to walk around, it wants to get out, it wants to rock around, it wants some walking around money. It wants some walking around money. Gator, Gator baby. Gator don't play no shit. Gator don't play no shit. Never been about that shit. You know? Like he wants some walking around money. He wants to do some crazy shit. No, being sober is cool. You're a slave to addictions otherwise. Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I get you're a slave to addictions. I get it, bro. But is soberness an addiction? Sheesh. You weren't ready for that, were you? You weren't ready for that. Is soberness an addiction, bro? Is trying to just be clear of mind all the time an addiction? I don't know. Sometimes it just gets boring. If I'm being honest, if I'm being hella honest, it just gets boring, dog. It gets boring. Are the Sometimes I wonder, are the highs of substances, I'm not talking about hard drugs, okay? Just hit the vape when you said that. Don't do it though. But like, are the substances, you know, the highs of the substances, are they worth the lows? And sometimes I think they are. Sometimes I think they are, you know. Sometimes I think they are. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even here, bro. It feels like I don't care about anything. And now I'm about to quit this job. I'm about to quit this job at the end of this month. I have this date lined up with this radical feminist. And you know, what if we start dating and like now I have no job except for what people give me on YouTube? Big sobriety doesn't want you to have fun. Flim Davo, yeah. Thanks for the $2, man. Yeah. Sometimes I think big sobriety really just doesn't want anybody to have fun, right? And yeah, I get it's the spiritual route. It's the spiritual route. You you become detached. You become spiritually powerful. You become larger than life. You become you have this bliss. You have this deep serenity. You know what? I kind of just feel like a deep boredom. I kind of just feel a deep boredom, to be honest. I don't know, man. It just kind of gets to me. Kind of gets to me when you don't, when you just start to like not really care about anything, and like you start to just make choices that are not based on fear, and it's like, what the hell am I doing? Because like I'm just giving up a job that basically is probably it's probably the worst decision I'll ever make because AI is about to come for all our jobs, and this is probably the one job that's kind of safe. Is the job that I have for at least a few more years, and I'm just like throwing it away, like right when it's probably in the most demand, where people are actually going to want it. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? AI is about to take all the jobs except for this one. Yeah, I'm good. Peace. I'm just gonna sit in front of in front of my ring light and my webcam and just talk to people on the internet for a living. You know, I'm gonna do that. Right at the turn of the century, right when World War III is dropping, right when the Antichrist is being summoned back, um, you know, right when the Strait of Hormuz is closed and oil skyrocketing, where we're all, you know, energy's about to go crazy, inflation's about to go crazy. Yeah, I'm just making decisions that don't even make sense, bro. I'm making decisions that don't even make sense because I'm just it's like I don't like I said, I feel like I'm just ready to I feel like I'm just ready to die. It's not like I want to die. I'm it's not like I want to die. But it's like if I'm going to die, like I feel like it's close, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe we're getting I don't want to. I don't want to. You know, I start to be too honest, and it's like I don't want to make anybody crazy. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want to upset you. I don't want to upset your. You know, just take another deep drag off that vape, son. Just take another deep drag off that vape. Think about the Strait of Hormuz. Sometimes I just feel like, you know, what are we even doing here, man? What are we even doing here? Is it really? But I remember being on substances, you know, doing the nicotine, drinking alcohol, caffeine. It really does do a number on you, man. It really does do a number on you. I didn't really feel good during the lows. Felt good during the highs, did not feel good during the lows. I felt the worst in my life. All the times where I felt the worst, like literally I feel terrible, is when I was doing those things. You know, but it's kind of a trade-off. Everything's a trade-off. At least I felt something. You know, sometimes I feel like I just don't feel anything. I just don't feel anything, you know. Um, but yeah, man, there's hella people that just like I don't know. Sometimes it's just about keeping things interesting. What's the point of living this life if it's not interesting, right? Don't we want to? What's the point of coming here and just being like, you know what? None of this exists. This doesn't matter. I don't care about any of this. Well, then what's the point? What's the point of you being here anymore? You know? Come here, just do some crazy shit. Make it interesting. It doesn't even have to be like true. You don't like. I, I'm telling you, man. The less seriously I take myself, it just seems like I seem to take myself less and less seriously. And the less seriously I take myself, the more I just like don't really care like what happens. Um, and the more you can just kind of embody like whatever, right? You can be whatever because you know that's not you, right? I can be this personality online. I can be this persona online where I'm just an evil witch king who's like bashing women and like I'm spreading division between opposite sexes. I can just do this shit because I know, like, I mean, it really don't matter. I know that this really isn't me. I know that this really isn't me, right? I don't actually, like, these are not things that I'm just like, yeah, this is true. This is true. It's just kind of like, it's like I have two minds. There's a part where I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I just think that I've painted myself into a corner. I painted myself into a corner. I have to talk about this stuff now. I have to create this theory. I'm just playing a role. I'm just playing a role. This is just a role that I'm playing, right? If you're in a play, or you're in a movie, right? You're just playing a role. It's not like you identify with it, right? A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be true to myself. I can't behave in anything that, like, they're so focused on being good people, like doing the right thing, being good, like it matters, you know? Sometimes I think your identity is at odds with that stuff. Sometimes I think your purpose here is not to be as good as possible. It's not to be as as righteous and as virtuous and as unblemished and as pure and as it's not just clean, no substances, saying all the right things. It's like, that's boring. That's boring. I'm sorry, but that is just boring as hell. That shit bores me to death, bro. Sometimes I think it's not about that. Sometimes I think it's just about playing a role. Like, what role are you here to play? What role are you here to play? We're all here to play some role, and you don't identify with this role. You don't take it seriously because you know that it's just a role. It's just a role. You're just performing in a play. You're just here in a grand cosmic play, right? And you exist outside of this play, right? You're not part of this. And so whoever you are here it's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. So you can let go and not take it so seriously. Maybe you're a villain in this play. Maybe your role is to be the villain. Maybe your role is to spread division between men and women. Maybe your role is to be, and to know that, right? Know that you're actively doing that, and yet you can't really stop it. You can't really stop it because this is the corner that you painted yourself into, right? And now you're quitting your job, and now you have to subsist off of this. So now you're going to have to, like, basically double down or kind of slowly shift it over time. But there's so many people that would say that I'm a bad person. I know it. There's so many people in this life that would say I'm a bad person. Like, you're a terrible person. All these things that you say on the internet, all this stuff you're saying about women, you're a terrible person. Honestly, that doesn't even mean anything to me. It's like, I know that that's not true. It's like, no, I'm not a terrible person, bro. Like, I know for a fact that's not true, but there are people that are legitimately, they're like, you're terrible, you're the villain, because they believe the play. They believe the play, bro. They believe the play. They believe that this is a real thing. They believe that I'm actually the villain. Like, the villain is who I am. But, like, it don't mean anything to me because I know that I'm just playing a role. I don't take this, it's nothing deep. It's nothing deeper than that. So I guess what my imparting advice, my wisdom is just embrace your role. Maybe you have a role to play and it's at odds with what you think you should be or who you think you should be, right? Maybe you just have a role to play. Isaiah, dog. Say I'm a terrible person. What happened to us, bro? What happened to us? You are Hades. I am the Witch King from Minas Morgul. What's our purpose here on Earth? I don't know, dude. I think it's just to have fun and just kind of chill and just, I don't know. Don't take it so seriously. Any last questions? Any last thoughts? Misogyny as a social construct? Is everything a social construct? is everything. Yes, like being your real gender is a good start. But even so, I mean, you can see through gender stuff. People transcend their like gender identities, right? And I'm not saying like you become trans, but you start to see that the way that you think, all the things that are kind of characteristic of you are, they're programmed to appease the opposite sex. And it's kind of just like, it is kind of just a programming. It's like a code. It's not really. Do you listen to Alan Watts? No. Well, I mean, I have listened to his stuff. But I don't listen to him currently, no. Marin. Marin, real one. Reading chat would be a good start. Get a strike account ASAP. I already have a strike account. What do you mean? You've been telling me to read the chat the entire time. You give me $537, then you tell me to read the chat the entire time. Nigga, you gotta know. You gotta know I can't just read the chat. I gotta give the people what they want. Sometimes I gotta get my thoughts off my chest, dog. Sometimes it's about what I want. How do you find out who you are? Just live. Just live. Marshall, do you have some interests or goals? Not really. I don't know. Survive. Get some puss. Enjoy the summer. Those are my only goals so far. Don't die in World War III. Those are kind of my goals. I don't really have goals. There's no like long-term goals. I don't have long-term goals. Like I don't. It's just not a thing. I don't think about that stuff. Marsh, where do you feel like all your problems stem from? Myself. You'll be the new Andy Kaufman. Wasn't that wasn't that a dude who? Isn't that Jim Carrey played that guy or something in some sort of movie? I don't know a lot about Andy Kaufman. Maybe I'll have to look him up. You know, I did listen to the Doors, a couple of their songs. I recognize them. This is their two most popular songs, but they're all right. They're all right. Not bad. I might give them more of a shot. You never know. Do you ever blast music and just dance? I've done it. I've done it. Yeah. Sometimes there's a beat that comes on, and I'll dance, but it's not something that I actively. It's not like, well, I gotta turn on some music today and I gotta dance. It's about time. Look at my watch. No. I'm echoing. I don't believe you. I didn't believe you. Yeah, you can't really dance to Tool. Do you like working as a delivery driver? Do you like your job? Kind of. I like I like parts of my job. I hate other parts of it. It's not a binary thing. But I would say overall, I more like it than dislike it probably. But I don't know. How am I? How am I? How am I echoing, bro? I don't know. We should call it that. It's been 3 hours. Been 3 hours, guys. Come on. Let your boy go. We can do it again tomorrow, maybe. I think I have a pretty loaded day tomorrow on the schedule. Let's see. Yeah, it's a long day. Fuck, that's a long day. Holy shit, that's a long day. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not a live stream tomorrow, unfortunately. Blame my boss. Blame my job. They suck. Damn. I say I want to leave, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna kill this nigga. Well. All right, guys. Well, it was good spending time with you guys. And I will probably see you on. I'm actually off Tuesday and Wednesday, so we can probably do live streams Tuesday and Wednesday. So, not tomorrow, but Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. Shy. But yeah. That being said, have a good night. Take care. Peace.